Hello. This video is what I think about nudity. I'm not naked now, but I have my shirt off. I think nudity is good. I think there should not be laws against nudity. And I'd love to hear comments about it, because it makes no sense to me why nudity is illegal. It's kind of like drugs being illegal, you know? It's like, if God made it, make it illegal. If God made it, the demons must have made it, you know? They legalize marijuana, completely natural plant. They legalize magical mushrooms, completely natural plant. And they make it so illegal, it's like category 1 drug, you know? They make it so illegal that if you get busted with it, you're in jail for like 20 years, you know? It's like we're in fucking Stalinistic Russia or some shit with the mushrooms, you know? And, you know, it's like, oh, but they have to legalize it because some kid jumped off the roof. It's like, no, he wanted to jump off the roof. He just used the drugs to help him do it because he was afraid to do it without the drugs. Anyways, so the human body was made by God. The human body is natural. We're all born naked. In fact, we're the only naked animal in the world. All those other animals have to wear clothes, you know. They've got their big like thing on, fur covering them, you know. But we're like the only animal that could actually truly experience being naked. Take off our clothes and you know, you blow on your body and all the tiny little hairs coming off of it can feel everything. No other animal can feel that. So we can truly experience being at one with nature. Take off all your clothes, you can feel all of the little breezes hitting you and every single little shadow touch you, you know, and the sun rays hit you, and all parts of your skin can absorb all the vitamins from the sun and the air and everything. And anyways, I think we should legalize nudity. The reason I'm doing this video is because I was at the Rainbow Gathering a couple days ago, and I saw a couple of naked guys at any given point, you know, up till maybe like 6 naked guys at one point. I mean, everybody over there at Sweat Lodge was naked, but like in the main central area, and like you can be naked in public, you know, like over there you'd be these naked guys in front of like around like 100 clothed people, and you can be naked in public and not like be problematic or whatever. And there were little kids there, and they weren't running away, freaking, crying, and, you know, getting scared and stuff. Like, I don't know what the excuse is. I mean, what, people think it's gonna like, it'll be like cause like rape or something? Like, I mean, creating laws is what's gonna cause rape. I heard like in the Middle East, you know, like on the edge of Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea, some like English girl was swimming and she come out and she's and she's in like a bathing suit, but there's all these Muslim guys there who'd never seen a woman in a bathing suit, and she saw like 5 guys like masturbating because she was doing that or something. And that's because their laws are so stringent. So if you let people be like totally naked, people get used to it, and then they won't freak out, and I guess lose their control and like rape or whatever if they see a naked woman there. Yeah, I honestly don't understand it. And I think it's a great way of artistic expression too. I saw a couple people painted, like topless girls. Like at the Rainbow Gathering, there were maybe like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 topless girls out of like a couple hundred people or something like that. And at one point, even after the lunchtime, there were a couple of totally naked girls there. But yeah, if you could make naked nudity legal, you could be naked, and being naked is awesome. It's like, once I started, because I was one of the completely naked guys walking around, and I could feel like, and then after that, I didn't want to put my clothes on. Like, I experimented with putting my shorts back on at one point, and I was saying, they're like, why do I want to have my shorts on? Like, these are kind of, it's not as comfortable. Like, you know, they're covering me, they're cumbersome. So I took them off and I started walking naked again. It's just better that way. Clothes are for when it's cold or to shield you from the sun or the bugs. But when there's none of those are a problem, you want to be naked. And being naked also is artistic. I typed nude beach a couple years ago, and there's some website called like Naturalistic website. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's a bunch of pictures from rainbow gatherings or something very similar to it up in like Siberia and Russia or something. And you see all these naked people, and they're all together, and they have like, you know, a lot of them with like dreadlocks and they're all painted like marijuana like leaves painted on their chests, but they have like all kinds of like paint, like you know, like designs, you know, like spirals around their nipples and like, you know, face paint and all this stuff. And so I think it's a great way to express yourself. Like at future rainbow gatherings, my prediction is that more and more people can get naked, and then they're going to do sweat lodge over at the rainbow gatherings. And instead of just grabbing random like clay, they'll show up with clay, with special clay, with like naturally colored, different colored clay, and they'll put the clay on themselves in the sweat lodge, and they'll totally like, you can totally like put specific designs, and you can walk around naked with your clay, kind of like the Indians from southern Patagonia who would paint themselves in gray and white stripes. Yeah, I at one point I actually saw one woman totally naked with all the clay, totally covered in clay, totally gray. And yeah, and then you can jump back in the river or the lake and wash it all off, and you know, you can clean yourself that way. You don't have to clean yourself with soap. And then you can put another design on or something, you know. And but anyways, looking at the human form, it's a beautiful thing to see, especially if the people are fit. And you know, there's lots of people who are fit. And I think it's also, if you're not fit, it's a good way to motivate to get fit. If you're not fit, you know, you can be like, oh, I want to get fit so I can look good naked walking around at rainbow gathering. Or maybe being naked could make you fit. But yeah, like swimming and soak up the water, more of the water that way, and you know, you get less clothes dirty, and I think it's a good way to make the world freer that way, if you can be naked. Yeah, people become more used to it, and then people will be less, it'll help people be less insane, and accuse other people of being crazy. I saw a YouTube article the other day, or not a YouTube article, a Yahoo article on Yahoo. They had some story about how Playboy was like going to become private because Hugh Hefner wanted to keep his shares of the magazine. And I read it just because it sounded like an interesting economics thing to read about. I was interested in like the economics part of it. But I went to the end of the article to see what people said about it. But instead of really talking about the economic part of it, there's crazy people going like, this is satanic, you know, like not respecting the woman body and taking advantage of women or something, and this satanic evil man. And so yeah, it's some kind of weird, like holdover from ancient days of superstitious religious Christian dogmatic stuff, shit that I don't even understand. Like stuff that like something about, yeah, how the demons and devils made the body, like. But if you let people be naked, then people couldn't act like that. People would be overwhelmed, and I guess people could act like that for a while, but then they get sick of it when they realize that it's okay to be naked and doesn't cause problems. And I mean, I think it would make people more. It would allow people to accept each other more. When people are just allowed to be themselves and take their clothes off, and you know, apart from all of the more beautiful it would be, because you could just look at naked women, but also looking at naked men as far as the whole getting cut in touch with nature part is beautiful. Being in touch with nature is beautiful, and going back to the roots and looking at people, you know, in the least diluted, tampered with way. You know, like I think long hair is beautiful and dreadlocks are beautiful and, you know, beards and all that. So, I'm not expressing myself as far as how it would make people, sexually it would make people more responsible and as well as I like to, but anyways, yeah, I think it's one of the essential things that we should do is release those laws about nudity. I think it's old-fashioned, and I would love it if somebody would just say the logic behind it. I mean, would it offend some people? Yeah, but that's those people's problem. You can always divert your mind, your eyes from it. You don't have to look, you know, and if you do, that's because you wanted to, and so you don't. That's like making whistling illegal because it annoys some people. Anyways, I'm out of time.